if Amelia Perez wins any of the major ones, I will watch it and we'll do a review for the next episode.
So honestly, it's gonna happen anyways because Zoe Saldana is gonna win, and that's a major reward. So I already tricked you on that one.
Do you think she's going to?
100. I bet my life. Her and Kieran Culkin are the biggest. Like it's wrapped up. I don't see anybody else winning this. Welcome to the Some Damn Movies podcast. Just a heads up, we don't shy away from spoilers. Here's your warning for the following movies: Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, and The Substance. All right, hello, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Some Damn Movies podcast. I am your co-host, Jared Bailey, alongside Ian Wilder. Hey, what's up? What are you doing today? How you doing?
I'm doing well, especially because I get to talk to you about movies today. You know, it's a great day.
Yeah, we just wasted about 30 minutes talking about politics, and so now we get to talk about something a little bit more positive. Well, kind of. And the big movie we're talking about right now, it's probably not like a posy vibe movie.
Well, wait, before we get into it, so we're gonna do this in a certain way, because as you know, if you've been listening to this, we're going through a director of the month sort of exploration.
Yes.
This last month, right? Did we start? Denny was January, right? And then
Denny was January. February was supposed to be David Lynch because he passed away.
Yeah, we failed at that.
Yes.
I think.
Why? What's been going on, bro?
So I will say, so we'll kind of glaze over or kind of like go and give us what of the David Lynch that we got into. So we have been busy with work, stuff like that. That's just an excuse though, because I have to take a plane to work, so I could have just watched it on a plane. I did, however, I like started Eraserhead. I got like a little over halfway through it. So we can kind of talk about Eraserhead.
Sure.
I bounced off of that.
Okay.
So hard. So I was falling asleep. I was very late. So just so everyone knows, I feel like I complain about this, especially on my book review show on my channel. I've noticed that like when I'll start talking about like the review, and I'll start talking about like I'm just tired because I'm a dad. And that's the truth. Being a dad is tiring. Existing is tiring, especially these days, as we talked about prior to this podcast. But I usually end up sacrificing some of my sleep at night. So I'll stay up till like midnight or something and trying to do something, like whether that is editing, whether that is watching a movie, reading, yada, yada. So I did like set up to watch Eraserhead. I was falling asleep, but I don't know if it was actually falling asleep because I was just tired. I like a slow burn, but I think I hate to say it was very David Lynch,
yeah.
But it was, I just was not in the mindset for like an obscure, would you even call it Uncanny Valley? It's not even Uncanny Valley. It's just like, it is just kind of absurd.
Yeah, right. Like,
I don't know about absurd, not absurd in like I don't get, but I'm saying like surreal, like very like, I bounced off it, and the thing
surreal
is, I also
definitely the word. Yes,
surreal. It's like because like Twin Peaks, another David Lynch, right, is also, it's also surreal, or that would be like Uncanny Valley, right, where it's like everything's kind of based, but there's something a little off about it, like you look at, but
which is just David Lynch. That's just his thing.
That is just David Lynch, and the thing is, I hate to say it, like rip in peace, but like, I bounce off of Twin Peaks every time too. Like I've tried to watch it like 3 times, and yeah, that's where I will say I think it's just not my vibe.
And I think that's important to distinct, because like you're not calling it bad. It's obviously not bad art. It's just not the art maybe you were feeling in the moment. Because I actually have similar thoughts as well. Like, and I like this type of stuff, but like maybe my mindset at the time when I was watching it, I just wasn't really feeling it either. I liked a lot of the imagery. I thought like some of the cinematography looked pretty fucking good.
The things I always give these movies too, especially back in the day, is it's kind of like back in the day around the 70s, I feel like we jerk off freaking practical effects so often, but like back in the 70s, getting some of the shots and the effects that some of these directors and cinematographers had to get or decided to get, like they had to go through a laborious,
Mm-hmm.
it was a very laborious process to do that. I think of like Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Like if you can listen to it now, like, okay, like I like it, that's good, like these effects are crazy, but like you don't put it into perspective that like back whenever they made that record, they didn't have digital, like they didn't have like digital effects, right? They had to do and make all of these sounds and engineer all of these sounds like analog, manually, like trying to figure out how to make it. So like and like a lot of them. So in that respect, some of the stuff that was going on in Eraserhead, I was very appreciative of. Like I can respect like the art and that, but it just didn't hit for me, man. I don't know. I can barely remember what it was about. I mean, it was like what the Eraserhead guy, like it was he had a kid, or
Mm-hmm.
but the kid
First
wasn't
time
his.
Father, yeah.
Yeah, first time father, but like the kid like
I think it is.
he had a debilitating like facial, or like he was disfigured, and they didn't want to show him because I remember seeing it. It looked like the baby in PT.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell, like, I guess, like, maybe you picked up some other stuff as a new father, but a lot of it was just about, like, being a first-time father and just dealing with the anxiety behind all of it, and, like, all the other, like, it's body horror, it's a horror film, surrealism, he's, like, a new father, his girlfriend's, like, mad and crazy, his child is deformed. That's pretty much the movie, right? It's not overly complicated. It's just it's presented in a way that's not like super narrative driven, like we're used to.
It's not at all. It's very
bare bones. It is, but like
it's very bare bones. Like it doesn't.
It's art through imagery. Versus
which
narrative.
Is also very like I can.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched one of the films I watched in February was actually The Color of Pomegranates, which is all imagery. There's like really no narrative to it, and it's just about the life of a poet. So I like that stuff, but I think with David Lynch, I think you really do have to be in the right mood. And I would say, like, I think I was like doing laundry at the time. I was folding shit. So I think I wasn't 100% present in watching it. But at the same time, I have to admit that I probably just didn't really like it. And I feel like that's a problem that I'm having trying to like do a movie podcast, trying to get into film. I feel like I need to have like a pretentious mind or something where I have to like David Lynch, which I think I still do because I do really like Twin Peaks. But one I just didn't feel it. I wasn't about it. And I actually did end up starting Mulholland Drive as well. I got about halfway through it. And similar things, like I think I was liking it more than Eraserhead. It was a little bit more up my alley, but I think the vibe, the David Lynch vibe, I wasn't connecting to this time. So I personally, I don't know about you, I do want to come back to some of his movies in the future, but I would like to probably just move on and try somebody else that maybe we're both into right now. Maybe something a little bit more, because right now I'm in my era of like, I need a relaxing, like comfort movie. So that's what I've been watching.
I think right now I'm trying not to. I know we said we wouldn't talk about it, but I'm trying not to go to my comfort films, which, you know, Endgame and before, like stuff, or even Dune, like lately. Like I would just put those on. Like honestly, that's why like I think most of them, like I'll like put on a podcast or something and do something else. Because I am definitely in that 80-20 attention span kind of era right now, because like if I get something, or if I get time, like yesterday, like the other day I was painting some of my battle mech or my BattleTech mechs, just because like little fucking tabletop strategy figures, kind of like what, you know, like Warhammer. I was painting them, but like, you know, of course when I'm doing that I just turn on like a podcast while I'm doing that, and so like my ability to engage with a movie one-on-one can be hard. I think I definitely tried harder with Denny though, because I had vested interest in watching Denny's collection, which is that, and that's kind of shitting on me.
Well, you've already watched a lot of his other movies though, so you kind of already knew, and I guess you do know David Lynch's I guess style, I did. But
well, because like I've watched the original, like his Dune, like so many times. Like I remember I watched it. I remember reading the book when I was younger, watching the David Lynch Dune, repeatedly, and I didn't even like it that much, but I was just like, I just wanted Dune. Like I just thought it was fun to watch. But yeah, like So I will say for anyone out there, we kind of did you a disservice. I don't think we tried. And I think that's the thing I want to come, you were kind of talking about like, oh, I have to feel like it was like a little pretentious or not pretentious, but like feeling like you have to like something, you have to, because you enjoy film, cinema, and we're trying to appreciate more movies, which is something that we both really enjoy that's brought us together over the years.
Yeah.
But it is fine to not like things, right? Yeah. Like it's kind of like it's kind of like one thing I've struggled with, like video game reviews, and now that I'm doing like book reviews and trying to write, you don't have to like things. Like you don't have to like the thing, even though everyone else likes it, and that's kind of what makes it interesting. If you don't like it, now don't dog on it for, I'm not going to go over here and punch down or up on Eraserhead because I didn't like it. I'm not going to make it. But the reasons why I didn't was because, yeah, I am kind of just wanting something a little bit more lax, a little more comforting. I'm sure everything's there. And I'm also not really into the body horror, which the next part we're going to talk about is kind of funny that we say that. I get. Do you have anything else to say on Eraserhead and the David Lynch arc?
I guess more on just like not liking things. Obviously, yeah, it's okay not to like things, because at the same time, this is why I like film in particular, but with all art, is that it's all about like the time that you're ingesting the art is super important. Like, yeah, at any given time, like I can like a movie now, and maybe 5 years from now, where if my life and the culture around me is much different, I might like that movie a lot less or not at all. There's been plenty of movies that I've already like sort of gone back to, and I've sort of like put the score down a little bit. I'm like, I'm not really feeling that this time around. That's like, that type of lifestyle is like many years behind me and shit like that. So like, this is why I love art and film in particular, is because it changes so much depending on where you are as a person in life. So it's okay. I just didn't feel Eraserhead that much. I did enjoy Mulholland Drive a little bit more, and I think I'm going to end up finishing it soon. But then we'll go back to it and we'll talk about it, and we'll think maybe of another director that we want to connect to. But yeah, let's move to The Substance, which we both actually ended up watching.
This was kind of like an impromptu watch for both of us, because you were talking about how you and Tony you were trying to talk Tony into it, and I'd been wanting to watch it for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I would like, you literally texted me while I was at work, and I was like, oh bro, I want to, like, I was like at lunch or something. I was like, bro, I'm watching it tonight or some shit like that. Like, done deal. Cause the thing is, like, Jess, my wife, like, for all those who don't know, I guess, but she's not into that at all. She had no interest in it, so this was definitely a movie where I knew I didn't have to wait for her, and I just told her, hey, I'm watching it, like, bye. And I just watched it, and yeah, like we watched it the same night you said you were gonna watch it. I was like, fuck it, we're gonna do it. And that's kind of the thing, right? Back to the point is, like, I did have a vested interest in watching it because everyone was talking about it. I also really like Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. So I heard nothing but great things on their performances and what was going on. I had no clue about the director. I don't know what she's done. Let me look at it real fast.
So what is this?
She hasn't really done
Farge or something. She's a French film director. She's done pretty much Revenge, I think, is the only movie that people would know her from. And supposedly it's pretty good as well. It has a 3.5 on Letterboxd. I think it's similar. It feels like
I've never heard about it.
It's a lot of like, what would be the genre here for this?
Looks like action. She's got freaking shotgun.
Yeah, like violence and stuff like that, and like horror. I guess it says the genres are action, horror, and thriller.
Okay, we got a strong female director. I'm down with that. Yeah, we use.
So that's her world here. So that's pretty much what The Substance is. I mean, the abstract that they give on Letterboxd says, if you follow the instructions, what could go wrong? And then it says, a fading celebrity decides to use a black market drug, a cell replicating substance that temporarily creates a younger, better version of herself. So we're talking a lot about like sort of the way you look at yourself, the way you feel about yourself, being an older actress, which really goes hand in hand with Demi Moore's career right now. Some of the stuff I've already listened to her at, like winning some of the awards, she talks a lot about like she was always seen as like sort of like a popcorn actress, like those type of roles, and these type of roles were never really for her. And so in being an older actress like this, you don't get these like type of body roles and stuff like that. You're pretty much just subject to be like a grandma or a mom and shit like that. So it's good to see somebody that's had a long career like Demi finally do like a big like artsy like over the top type of role like this, even though like her performance I would say was very subdued.
Yeah, I think before we get too far into our thoughts about it, for those who don't know, The Substance came out last year. This follows like you said, like a celebrity or an actress, really like a weight loss or
what was she? She like Suzanne Summers or something, right?
Yeah, kind of like a Suzanne Summers kind of exercise, like
for mommies,
television exercise. Yeah, for moms. So her youth has been fleeting, and then she's given a serum, like it's really like a Faustian bargain, right? It's like this, like she can go through this process, and then a younger version of her will come about, and every 7 days they have to switch. And of course, as the movie goes on, they start arguing effectively without ever talking to each other, but like arguing over
like who gets
their ability,
be
like
who
can live, who can be out longer. Because really, from Demi's perspective, she's just wanting to live. Like she's like the Margaret Qualley's character is taking like the rest of her life force essentially, by not following the rules, by staying out months at a time without like having Demi like rejuvenate herself. So. Yeah, I mean, like it talks about. I say all that's just to. I think we touched on it a little bit, but like obviously, like this goes wrong when they start taking advantage of each other, and then the ending happens. Just want to put that out there. If you haven't watched it, I mean, we've already said a spoiler warning by this point, but like we're gonna spoil the shit out of this one. Yeah, I mean, Demi, I think very subdued in this one, in this film. Like I thought was gonna have she had
bigger role, really, but I felt like she didn't do much.
I think that might be my only, not a critique. I think they split her and Margaret Qualley up very well. Like, if I were to say, like, I just think
like role wise, she just didn't do a lot. It just felt
that's also, I think, feeds into the theme, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that, like, you think about it, it's like technically it's like she got pushed to the side by the young hot version. I have to get this off. This is what I wanted to talk about before what I was saving. I did not expect that ending at all.
Yeah,
I'm actually very happy that I just don't see spoilers, or I don't like watch trailers or spoilers beforehand. That was like the only thing that reminded me of like the Suspiria ending. Where like just fucking like where it was like heads were blowing up and just blood everywhere, and then she just is like spinning around, like people were trying to like kill the fucking monster of like what was her name
Demi's character is named Elizabeth Sparkle.
Yeah, it was like Suzabeth is what they called it, like the monster Suzabeth, and she comes to like take her award and then just starts like, how does she even start? I think I might have missed this. How does she start spewing fucking blood everywhere when they see her come up? Does someone shoot her or something?
Is it shooting, or I think she was just trying to like,
she's spraying blood everywhere because she's like losing. So she's losing her teeth and losing, like, she's like Sue is like, depreciating before us, right? And then she goes back.
I think doesn't she get decapitated at one point, right?
Yeah, they hit her in the head with a fucking like pipe or some shit, like a baseball bat.
So also, by the way, this is like the monster version of both of them together.
Yeah. So what ends up happening, right, is like Sue, who's Margaret Qualley, the younger version, has abused and taken everything from Demi's character Elizabeth. And so she's like, I don't need you. I'm the young rejuvenate. I'm what matters, right? Like, and the whole reason why like they had to switch off every 7 days is because they each produced like a chemical, right? We'll just call it like a food essentially that they would eat and that they could stabilize with, since they were breaking the rules,
which they just call the substance. So that's the title.
Yeah, it's just the substance. They were no longer in balance, so they were now like, she didn't have what she needed from it. Well, and at this point, she actually ends up killing Demi Moore's character, Elizabeth. She's dead by this point. And so now her body is like depreciating. And so what she ends up doing is she goes back to her home very fast too, by the way. I don't know how she got there that fast, but she gets there, and then she uses the substance again to make a different version of her. So like copying a copy essentially. And then that's where like the monster Suzabeth or something.
They call it Monstro Elizasu.
Oh, Monstro Elizasu. And it goes and gets the award. And it's the one of the most vile things that I've seen this year so far. And it goes to accept the award.
Gallons of blood.
Gallons, man. Like, I did not expect that. Like I said, it just reminded me of Suspiria, where like we get to the end and you see all these witches and like heads start blowing up because Dakota Johnson's sniping them. She's just like pop, 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 pop.
Well, so by the way, all the build up to like the younger version and stuff is like at the end of basically the movie, she's building up to be like the face for this like New Year's special. So that's where
that was the main goal
yeah.
too. Like, this is the main goal of Demi's character, Elizabeth's character, was to do this like this New Year's Eve show. She even had that snow globe where it was like she like kind of fantasized about it, and then Margaret Qualley did it, or was able to do it. So yeah,
but yeah, she goes back, and then all hell breaks loose. And I don't know about you, if you connected obviously the intro and the outro with the Walk of Fame, the star. I thought those two shots were awesome.
Oh yeah, 100%. How they connected the beginning to the end.
Yeah, because she like the puddle of her blood basically ends up on the star. Yeah, and it basically forms into that whatever the gunk the guy fell like. Yeah, that shit's awesome. I really thought that was so clever and just really well done. A way to. Yeah, I feel like you don't feel like a lot that in movies where it feels really nice and capped off.
Yeah, like it felt like a really good bookend.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Like just full circle. Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about some other scenes that maybe we liked, right? Like I think one of those scenes that I liked the most was, which I thought probably was the most powerful scene for Demi, was that whenever she was trying to get ready for her date. That was really heartbreaking. Like,
oh yeah, that was really. So the whole scene that we're talking about is she just didn't have it in her, didn't have the confidence to like go on this date with a very like normal guy that she like went to school with,
like high school.
Like, nothing crazy.
And it was like the interaction was weird though too. Like she felt like she needed to like dress up for this, and like he was being a fucking weirdo. Like, and
was
so
he being weird? I thought he was just like
I guess maybe that was more the perception or like the style of the movie. Is he came across like really a little weird to me. But
well, he came across a little weird at the beginning because he was like, oh, like kind of starstruck by her. But I thought like whenever she was like reading the text and whatnot, I thought that was more or less again like the pressure put on her. Like, should I like? Well, really, it's like is she just like, am I pretty enough? Like, it really was like a self-confidence thing.
And it was just the back and forth. Oh god.
Yeah, and she just she kept getting the fucking text message, just like, hey, like, are you showing up? Like, what's going on? Like, and she just kept like putting on the makeup and taking it off. And
then like the older version like overeats and binge eats and shit like that. And so like
that was just oh my god.
Yeah.
That was probably, honestly, that might have been the more disgusting part. But at the same time, it's like I
feel it, girl.
How is it? Well, she was doing it to lash out at
that too, yeah.
At freaking Sue.
Oh yeah, because
I just wasn't sure how that affected Sue. Like, I know she imagined pulling the chicken bone or the chicken out of her.
Well, I guess we can't really think too much of the rules because it's probably all like. You're supposed to just think it's like a representation of it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if like she was just saying. Well, I think the point was that Elizabeth was just doing whatever she wanted while Sue was out here grinding. So she was like, why does she need to when she's just stuffing her face of sausage and chicken?
Yeah.
But I think I'm trying to think of like a scene that like I will say I think the cooking scene was pretty crazy. Like I hated that. I hated all of that. That reminded me of like The Whale. I was just like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because have you watched The Whale?
Yeah.
You know, like the scene where he's like trying to kill himself. And he's like he's eating everything in his.
Yeah, it's gross.
It was oh man, it was like too much. I think for me, if I'm trying to think back to a scene that like kind of stuck with me, if that's outside of those, I will say the fisheye lens shot that they would use on Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah, he has some fun scenes.
What was like all the guys that they would do, like they had this like weird fisheye lens that they would use to like, I don't know if it was supposed to be like, I don't know what we're trying to convey with it. I think I'm trying to just think of how I felt when I was watching it. I guess that's probably the best way of thinking why. It just is stuck with me. And I guess it's because you do kind of feel like that perspective kind of makes it look like, one, he was being absolutely disgusting eating his like freaking shrimp or whatever.
I love that scene. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, but then it's also like almost like he's looking at her like food. Like almost like consuming, right? Like he's like, that lens kind of puts like his face puts like more emphasis onto his fixation on the ladies. So I really like that. I mean, overall, like I just didn't think, or with the substance, I did not know what I was getting into.
Yeah, I didn't really either. I knew some of the themes going into it, like as I've read some of the awards stuff. I knew some of the themes, but like I didn't think it was going to be what it was, I guess. Like I wasn't also too sure what I was going into.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm glad that I've been pretty good about not watching trailers and trying to avoid spoilers. And this one definitely was a very pleasant surprise. I think that's all I really took away from it after that, though. The effects were great. Like I thought it was a pretty simple story too. I just appreciated that. It was like a very streamlined, like they take the substance, they follow the rules. So let's see what happens during the rules. So you just had more time
rules get broken.
See the interactions. Rules get broken. Like the plot itself is not like too crazy. Or like the setup for it, but then we can actually just flesh out and start talking about and seeing like Elizabeth and Sue and what their day-to-day was. So
well, it's hyper stylized, it's like grotesque.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that, like whenever like the difference between like Margaret and Sue, or not Margaret, fucking Sue and Elizabeth, whenever like they were walking to go, like they whenever Sue was walking out on the street, like life was great. It was almost like it had like high saturation. Like she was just living her best life. But then whenever Elizabeth was like walking the same route, and I think she was going to go back and get her like the substance or whatever that day, she it was like very anxious. Like she was just trying to get like put up her freaking hood and just like walk there and not be like identified. Yeah, I mean it was really good comparisons, really good it's not just stylized, but I would say like the cinematography in there and telling the story and showing like their moods through the shot was very well done.
Yeah, I thought pretty much every aspect was pretty well done. I like, obviously they did a lot of practical effects, puppetry, real like blood and shit like that on set. All that stuff I thought was great. I really don't have a ton of complaints, really. Like I couldn't even really name one other than like maybe Demi Moore's role was, I wish she just did a little bit more personally, but I thought she was still great. I thought Margaret Qualley kind of outshined her in my opinion. As far as like role goes, I really enjoyed her in this one. I surprisingly enough really liked Dennis Quaid as well. I thought his character was insane, but really enjoyed it. Don't enjoy him as a person. He also is insane IRL. But other than that, I think the themes were great. Like I think it's just simple and great. Like it's just societal pressures on like, you know, women's bodies, and also like the aging actress and an aging woman and stuff, and the societal pressures behind that. I think great themes, a great message. I didn't think it like came too like over the top or like harsh on like, I know there's going to be men out there. They're going to be like, oh, this is just anti-men. It wasn't about that. Get the fuck out of here. It was just a story that was purely motivated by showing the themes and message of societal pressures on women's bodies, guys. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it also kind of touches on the men aspect, because there's the doctor that recommends her, right? Mm-hmm. And so like she runs into him at the diner too, right? Like Elizabeth goes to see that, and then he like shows like I don't know, it was a tattoo or his hand. And then that's when Elizabeth finds out. He's like, she's starting to take too much too, like implying that like
men do it too.
Like it's happening to everybody. I mean, that wasn't like the biggest. It was just like, it was just a kind of like a pulling the veil back a little bit to say like they are like the other people are also like men are also suffering through this too, or like have these same pressures. But this specifically is looking at like the female pressure, especially, or the female like scrutinizing of like females in their youth and how like their worth is tied to that. I'm
glad you actually brought up that, because I actually just remembered that like they did have like a sort of a nod to like the men as well, similar to like Barbie, which I think Barbie probably did a little bit better, because I think they intertwined those stories and themes a little bit better, which was the intention I think of the movie anyways. But
it's because Greta's the fucking goat.
She's the goat, and which I'm actually excited for her. Which she's doing Terra Biffy, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Right, so are we done with the substance? Because now I'm about to look that up.
Final thoughts.
So like,
we
on that, final thoughts on the substance. Like it's
awesome.
I really liked it. I think everyone. Don't get me wrong. Lots of body horror. Be ready for that, but it's worth your time. Like absolutely.
I personally think they could have gone further, but it was fine. I enjoyed it a lot. The cast is pretty small, and like it's not over. It kind of just sticks with the same couple characters. Themes are great. Cinematography, like everything's just great. Good movie.
Yeah. So now we need to go and look up what the fuck our girl Greta Gerwig's doing.
Honestly, bro, I'm proud of us. That was 30 minutes of just talking about the movie. Normally we take a lot longer, and all we do is like scene by scene. Like
I think one it takes practice. I really do think that like the more we do anything, the better we'll get at it. But two, I don't think that the substance needed some like huge tear down either. I really was just like, it was like really good. So wait.
I was afraid, honestly, going into it that people were vastly overrating it, but no, it's definitely worth a watch. And I think if you're somebody that's a little squeamish to stuff, maybe pass off, but I don't think it's that bad. Maybe the ending, maybe turn it off at the end. But Greta Gerwig, she's doing.
I'm looking at our Greta girl.
Or maybe it was another one like that. What was it? Barbie and New Projects. Where is it? Narnia.
I'm trying to find it.
It was Narnia.
She's doing Narnia?
Yeah. Yep. She wrote Snow White too. I didn't know that. I actually kind of want to see that. The new one that's coming out, starring Rachel Ziegler, who was in West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's adaptation of that. She was in Y2K. She was in Shazam. Oh yeah, she's in the Songbirds and Snakes, that Hunger Games movie.
Wait, who was?
Rachel Ziegler. She's like the main girl in it.
Yeah, no, I've watched that. Okay. Which
is also terrible. I hated that movie. And I honestly hated her fucking character. I hated all the goddamn singing in that movie. But yeah, she's doing Narnia, which is pretty. I think she's gonna crush.
I'm sorry, I've zoomed out for like a second because I was reading something. But you were saying that like you watched Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah, I hated it.
See, Jess loves the Hunger Games.
No, I do too.
So I didn't. I didn't. Well, no, she read that whole book in like 3 days. Like, this chick never reads. She crammed that thing in like 3 or 4 days so she'd go watch the movie. But yeah, I mean, I'm whatever on them, honestly. I think even when it comes to the books, I think the first two are good, and I think Mockingjay kind of. I think Mockingjay as a book is good. I think it was not like that great of a movie, just because like it didn't really need two parts. I felt like it was during that whole part 1, part 2, like money squeeze that Hollywood was getting into, and I just felt like it was a little too much.
It's not even that big of a book, right?
It's the same size as the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. But yeah, Greta, what we got? So Narnia by Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, she's right. I'm pretty sure she's gonna write it too, so I have faith. But yeah, let's move on to our other topic of the day, which is Oscars. It's going to be a little difficult for us, I think, to go through a lot of these just because we haven't watched all of them. Especially Ian hasn't watched a ton of them. I've caught up just a little bit. But I think we can still sort of go through and maybe even just do our big guesses.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to just do from like Best Picture, and then I'll pick one, and then you pick one?
I'll just read them out, and I'll see... and I'll just ask you which one do you think? I think we'll just do like Best Picture and like the best, what is it, the big five probably?
Yeah.
Screenplay and stuff, I feel like I can't judge because I don't even like how, I don't know. I know like a screenplay is like how the movie moves, but like I'm not gonna judge that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's.
You just give me a topic. I'll give you an answer.
Best Supporting Actress, Ian. Who do you think is gonna go to? This is Monica Barbaro in A Complete Unknown.
Oh.
Ariana Grande in Wicked. Felicity Jones in The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini in Conclave, and Zoe Saldana and Emilia Perez. So here's what we'll do. Who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
Who do I want to win, and who I think will win? Easiest one for this one. It's the same person. Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez.
Okay.
We don't bet against Zoe. All
right. So I think Zoe Saldana will win, and I think 99% she will win. She's won it, I think, in all the other shows. I don't think anyone else has a chance. As far as the other ones, I guess I honestly probably would go for her anyways, because I have seen all these movies. No, I haven't. I take that back. I haven't seen any other ones other than Conclave. And that the Conclave actress like was barely in it, so no thank you. So yeah, Zoe Saldana will win. That's it. Okay, Best Supporting Actor, Yura Borisov from Anora. Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice.
So if I were to make, without me having watched any of the
other award shows or the movies,
if I were to do it, part of me. So who would I want to win? I think I would probably rooting for Kieran Culkin.
Okay,
I think I've heard about A Real Pain.
Okay.
I think the person who's going to win is going to be Yura Borisov.
Oh, I like that.
The reason why is because he's been getting like pretty popular on social media. I think people are going for him. So now.
See, my picks are actually the opposite because I do know that like Kieran Culkin has literally won it every single award show.
Oh, has he?
No one has a fucking chance of winning this besides him. Yeah, there's no fucking chance. I want Yura Borisov to win because I thought he was awesome in Anora, but no fucking chance. Yeah, Kieran Culkin's gonna win. It's 100. I'm telling you right now, 100%. I'm not even. I will bet my life on it.
But yeah, I heard of Yura Borisov. Like I thought he was getting a lot of clout, a lot of stuff. So that's why I think. I know I don't want Edward Norton to win because I just don't want to. This is gonna be a hot topic, but like if there's a movie, here's my thing. If there's a movie that I've didn't want to watch, like actively didn't want to watch, I think A Complete Unknown is up there.
Same.
I think like I think it also is because it follows up the stretch after Bohemian Rhapsody, which I think we've talked about this briefly before, but like Bohemian Rhapsody had like that movie came out and then like we had a string of just
biopics.
Not even biopics, right? They were just like yeah, like musician dramas, right? Just like they were supposed to be like biographies or whatever, but like they were just like in the life of. So it was like Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, fucking.
Some of them are good.
I mean, I liked those
Rocket Man
two.
I thought was actually pretty damn good. Bohemian Rhapsody I think Rocket Man sucks.
Yeah, I mean, so I think Rocket Man is really good. I think that was fucking Baz. What's his face? Fucking Moulin Rouge.
Baz Luhrmann, that one, right? Is that him?
I think he did it too, which I don't like him, but I think he did that. And
no, it was Dexter Fletcher. So don't worry, you can take it back.
Okay, good. So no, anyway, he So I think Bohemian Rhapsody just like got glazed. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it just got fucking people glazed that movie.
It won best editing, dude. Are you kidding me?
And it's some of the worst. It's like, I don't know.
There's that popular scene that gets posted a lot whenever people talk about it. The scene where they're like talking to like a future manager or some shit.
Yeah, they're at the and just keep snapping back.
And it's like 96 cuts within like a minute or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, so anyway though, as far as it goes, A Complete Unknown, even with Timothée Chalamet, which I mean,
I'm a fan personally. I'm a big fan.
I feel I'm not a stan. I get why like the Rat Boys are popular, you know, like there are like him and like Jeremy Allen White, like all those Rat Boys, but I don't know, man. I think I like him in films. I just didn't. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I saw World Unknown, and I was like, it's a Bob Dylan biopic. And then of course you go on the fucking press release being like, Bob Dylan changed my fucking life. Like I'm just like, stop, dude. Like just stop. I watched that fucking Nardwuar interview and I was just like, shut up, Timmy.
I love that interview, dude. You're just not a fan. It's okay. No, don't worry.
There's no fucking way. It was one of the
worst. That's my boy. I love him, dude.
Bro, okay.
All right, let's move on here. Okay, so these two, the best actor and best actress, are actually probably going to be the biggest. Everyone's going to have their eyes on these two because they're kind of up in the air because of the last couple awards, right? So best actress, I'm going to do this probably in order of what I think is like the hierarchy of these. So we'll do probably Cynthia Erivo in Wicked. And then Carla Sofia Gascon and Amelia Perez. I'm Still Here from Fernanda Torres. Mikey Madison and Honora, and then Demi Moore in The Substance. Those are best actress nominees. Who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to win?
Who I think is going to win? I think Carla Sofia Gascon is going to win best actress.
You're trolling? Okay.
And I think who I want to win, I want Carlos Sofia Gascon to win.
Let's get real choices here, please.
What do you mean? Those are real choices.
I mean, I guess the only movie you have seen is The Substance. So are you gonna ride and die for Demi?
No, I'm not gonna ride and die for Demi. She's not gonna win that. She might win it if they give her.
Is Carla Gascon your DEI choice here?
I think what's gonna happen. I think Cynthia Erivo is gonna get it because that's just what the public's gonna want. It is just one of those things where like Wicked was Wicked. I mean, it was popular, but it was like
it had a very short window where it was hot, and everyone thought it was gonna probably take and sweep a lot of the awards show, and then it became a dud pretty much after that.
So if it's not gonna be Cynthia Erivo, it's probably gonna be Mikey Madison for Honora. I would hope that it's Mikey Madison for Honora because I really do need to get on my fucking Sean Baker grind.
Yeah. I have it coming in.
I'm not gonna act like Demi Moore is about to win fucking best actress.
You don't think so?
Though I will be real, I think it would be a pity win if she won. Because again, we just talked about how like she was pretty subdued. Like what she did, like she wasn't bad, she was good, but it wasn't like she didn't carry that movie, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like if anything, it was her and Margaret Qualley equally.
I actually thought the movie carried itself.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I don't think it was carried by any one act. Like to that point, I agree. So that's why I'm like, I don't think Demi Moore is gonna win it unless it was like a sympathy fucking win,
which happens a ton.
It does. Like but I know I've only heard great things about Mikey Madison and Honora, but it'll probably be Amelia Perez because it's supposed to be a really good movie.
Yeah,
and it's a Netflix movie.
All right, so who I think will win? This one, I'm gonna go Honora on this one. I do think Mikey Madison will win the Oscar, even though Demi Moore has been sweeping a lot of these shows. So,
has she been?
So Demi actually just won like the big one, which
I know we were talking about
the SAG Award. And she won the Golden Globe. and she won the critics. She lost the BAFTA, and then she's won like a bunch of the small ones, but like the big ones, she's won most of them. But she lost the BAFTA award, which we'll see. That, I mean, and Mikey ended up winning it. And then I know, if I remember correctly, Fernanda Torres also won a Golden Globe, but for a different genre at the Golden Globes, because they do the two genres, like musical and then drama or whatever. So she actually has a chance. That's why I would say those are probably the top three, but really it's between Mikey and Demi. And I think I want Mikey to win a lot because, like we were just talking about during our overview of The Substance, I really do think Demi was great, but I just think she just didn't do enough for me to be like, that's Best Actress. Mikey, I think, just did a whole ton. She had to learn how to like basically convince the screen that she is like a sex worker, a stripper. Yeah. She's like from like New York. She had the accent, she had the style on screen, she had the different performances throughout the movie. She had like a really powerful scene at the end that I think put her over the top in that role, and I was super impressed the entire movie, and I thought she was super enjoyable and charismatic on screen. And I think really that's just probably my favorite movie of last year, so that's probably why I'm leaning this way.
Jesus Christ, Amelia Perez is a musical?
And I will say, like, oh yeah, did I not tell you that? I'm pretty sure that's what I forgot. That's the entire shtick of it, and it's the worst part.
Well, I was wondering, I was like, the rankings on Letterboxd was like, it's at 2.1. How is it across all these? How it, like, I'm not saying like the People's Choice is like indicative of, but I'm like, you're averaging 2.1 out of like a shit ton of like,
unfortunately
reviews,
I
right?
think that movie is being carried by the message, and the message is not even like the best like trans message of the fucking year. You have like a movie like the TV, what was it? Saw the TV Glow, which was infinitely better, more artistic, just a little bit more original. The performances were pretty good. It just looked and felt better, and just felt like it was a little bit more giving, I guess, to those communities, I guess, that they were trying to reach. Because if you've looked at any of the shit about Amelia Perez, I'm pretty sure it's never what was it? It's never premiered in Mexico, even though it's like a Mexican movie.
Really? I mean, why has it done
because that? They don't agree with it. Because it's made by a French director that did nothing like to respect the Mexican like culture or anything like that. Like a lot of the accents in the movie are like supposedly terrible. Obviously, I can't really judge that, so I'm basing a lot about like what the communities are saying. Like the trans communities definitely like sort of are soured on this movie. Yeah. And I don't think like a lot of the musical fans really like this movie anyways, because the music in the movie is very bad.
the one of the more this review, 37,000 likes. Impressive, a musical with 0 good songs.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone agrees with that take, but it just like, it feels like, given the times and the culture right now, it just feels like this is, I hate to say it, the DEI movie of the Oscars and any of the awards show, because you have these other like popular directors also coming out and like caping for this movie. Like, oh damn! Like James Cameron came out and was like, "Yeah, Amelia Perez is great."
Are we really still taking James Cameron's opinion? Are we really like at the point where it's like we're not like he's the rickety old man? Like I don't know. I guess that might be like highly disrespectful.
Everyone just says it's like, probably because like Zoe Saldana has done like shit with him, so like he's just trying to like rep for Zoe. That's kind of, I don't know, but yeah, like it seems like a lot of Hollywood directors are just like doing like this wink wink nudge nudge, like we just gotta like carry this movie across the finish line or some shit. But like, yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't know. At the end of it, back to like Best Actress, I actually take it back. I think Demi will win because she is an older actress. It kind of makes sense because of the themes of the movie. It feels like she should win because of it. Right?
Is this gonna be a DEI win?
And she has been sweeping, and it's like, I hate to say it, it's like, it's always like, oh, this is probably gonna be her last chance, so might as well give it to her. I don't agree with it because fuck it. I think she did not have the best performance. Mikey did.
I mean, I've only heard Mikey Madison getting praised up and down.
And I hate the fact that and
I don't doubt it either.
Supposedly, young actresses have a more difficult time breaking that barrier than a young actor does. Breaking sort of or no, the other way around, sorry. Best actors have more problems winning awards like this than a young actress does, because young actresses win plenty of these type of awards, I guess, versus young actors. That's why like Timmy winning, what was it, the SAG, I think, was a big surprise. So yeah, I'm gonna go with
especially
Denny will probably win. I want Mikey to win. There you go, final.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's next up?
Best actor. Yeah, Adrian Brody, who's already won an Oscar, the youngest in history. I think he was 28 or 29. And then you have Timmy Chalamet with A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo with Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes with Conclave, and The Apprentice with Sebastian Stan. I've seen all of these besides The Brutalist, so I think I actually... Oh, I guess A Complete Unknown. I keep on saying that. I haven't seen that one yet.
What I keep thinking is probably going to be Adrian Brody.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because The Brutalist, just people won't shut up about it,
and he's been winning all of them up until, I guess.
I'm gonna be a shooter for Ralph Fiennes.
I like this pick actually,
because I like Ralph Fiennes, and he like. I do want to watch Conclave because it's getting like it's popping up.
It's awesome.
So I would probably go out of my way and watch it even tonight.
You should.
What's it on? Just rent it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Prime.
You have to look it up. I'll just go rent it. I'm just making sure I can rent it. But yeah, I'll probably rent it and watch it. But like, I've been wanting to watch Conclave. No.
Yeah, just
not happening.
Sorry,
you're not gonna get my fucking money, Peacock. Fuck off.
Sorry. Yeah, just rent it. I think it's like $5.99.
Yeah, but that's a month of Peacock. Shut up. That's the trap. Anyone who just said that, like, you could just get Peacock for $5.99. Shut up.
I love that I can rent on Prime because it feels like somewhat of a version of going back to Blockbuster for me.
That's what I do. I just go on Amazon. I just rent it for $2.99, $3.99, whatever it is. If it's like $19.99 for the rental, which they do sometimes, I'm not doing that. But like if it's like $2.99, $3.99, yeah, I'm not getting tied up in any more subscriptions.
Yeah, dude. I waited.
Like fuck them.
I waited for Nickel Boys to get to that point, and it did last night, so I watched it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm shooting.
You're going with Rafe. Okay, Rafe.
I'm gunning for Ralph Fiennes.
Okay. And then you think he's gonna win, or you want him to win?
I want him to win. I think Adrian Brody will win, and I know you're about to fucking stan Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, which is named that because no one fucking watched it.
So Coleman Domingo, I think, has zero chance, and I actually don't necessarily agree with his nomination here. Anyways, I think he was fantastic in this movie, and Sing Sing is. I think you should watch. He's really good.
I don't even know about it.
But I just don't think like his role like honestly wasn't that much for me. It was great. It was just very, again, like plain. It was great. I thought his supporting actor, I think, should have definitely been up there. I thought he was great in it. He was like a no-name actor. The cool thing about Sing Sing is that a lot of the cast members are the people from the actual like prison that the movie is based off of. So it's cool. Like, yeah, it's really cool. And I really enjoyed that. Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice, thought he was fantastic. But I don't think he has a chance. And given sort of culture right now, I don't think somebody portraying Donald Trump, I don't think they have the balls to let him win anyway, so it's not going to happen. Rafe, I thought was great in Conclave.
I didn't even know about this movie. Is it actually?
Yeah, he plays Donald Trump. Jeremy Strong plays what's his name?
God. Was this just on the television show, or was it?
No, it's nothing about the television show. It's actually about his relationship with what's his name? What's the guy?
Roy Cohn?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, it's like the creation of the Donald Trump we know now. So it's everything before.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's a young Donald Trump. It's from like 1970 up until the mid 80s. So it talks a lot about like his dad and like their real estate business. It basically goes up to the point where he writes The Art of the Deal.
Oh, damn, dude. I want this one to win now. I change.
It's
like,
pretty good. I really like the look of it.
I just want to see if they'll fucking do it, dude. I just want to see. This is me playing chicken. Like, I think you're right. I don't think they'll send it because of. But like, man, if they did,
yeah,
that I would be like some balls on that one.
So all season long, the two top actors is Adrian Brody and Timothy. I haven't seen either film. I haven't seen a lot of Adrian Brody, I don't think, in my life. I haven't seen the pianist. I've been meaning to watch that, but that's the role he won back in like 2000 something, when he was like 20 something, youngest actor to win an Oscar, best actor. So I think it's probably gonna go to him just because he's been sweeping. Who do I want to win? I don't care. Like, I like Timmy, but I don't care about this movie. I don't care about Bob Dylan, so I don't really care if he wins or not.
Yeah.
I would like him to win just because I want to see a young actor win. That's the only reason.
I think this is kind of, well, I still need to watch. Which one did Leo win for?
The Revenant.
The Revenant. I still need to watch that one.
It's like my least favorite role of his, but I do.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
great.
I was not interested in it, and I'm sure he deserved it, but I felt like it was more of a pity invite because like a pity award because he's been in movies that were just genuinely, I think more worthy of the award.
I think he should have won for Wolf of Wall Street personally.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I really enjoyed his physicality.
His ass off in that movie.
The physicality I think he brought to the role was, I think, put him over the top of his other roles for me. Yeah. But yeah, those are the two. So best director, this one I'm not quite sure on as far as like who's been like winning or sweeping. I think it's been pretty much all over the place. James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. Coralie Farge, or I don't know how to say her name, I'm just guessing. The Substance. Brady Corbett for The Brutalists. Sean Baker for Honora, and then Jacques Odard for Amelia Perez. So we got two French directors on here, with The Substance and Amelia Perez. So will the French win this year?
So I think I want. If I'm going to say, I'm going to split my want. I think I would want Sean Baker or Coralie Farge to win. I think it's probably going to be Jacques Edouard.
Yeah, maybe. I will say, just so you know, I know you're memeing, but I will say the love or the prestige for Amelia Perez has gone down a lot because of some of the drama with Sophia Gascon.
What's the drama between
a lot of bullshit, I guess, from her past where she said like some racist shit has sprung up, and she's been like sort of on the defense about it and shit. So I think a lot of the luster for that movie has died out because of that.
I'm okay. Well, then if we're gonna take the meme out of it, I think they'll probably end up giving it to, again, it's probably gonna be The Brutalist or it's gonna be A Complete Unknown. Because if we're taking out the Amelia Perez love, if we don't figure that out, I think that, yeah, James Mangold is probably going to get it, which I am just going to go back on record and say I couldn't be more unenthused about a movie. And then The Brutalist, which I'm sure The Brutalist, I don't even know what The Brutalist is about, and I don't even want to know because I would like to watch it sometime. I didn't realize it was 3.5 hours long.
I think it's about Hollywood.
If I ever got the time. I liked it. Well, so I mean, I watched what was the one with Margot Robbie and
I think is it?
I thought it was. I'll have to look it up, but I think I would want it to go to The Substance or Sean Baker. I really need to get on the Sean Baker grind, though. I'm going to keep repeating that, by the way, so it sets in.
So yeah, just quickly, The Brutalist is about escaping post-war Europe. A visionary architect comes to America to rebuild his life, his career, and his marriage on his own in a strange new country. He settles in Pennsylvania, where a wealthy and prominent industrialist recognizes his talent. There you
go. Okay.
All right. So who do I think will win? This one's going to be a little hard. it feels like I feel like The Brutalist is just gonna kind of take all these. To be honest, I think they're gonna win a lot of these. I really think Sean Baker should win. I think it's his time. Like I think everything he's made up until now has just been fantastic. I really just love his style I like style where it feels a little bit more grounded, more real. Like he uses a lot of real subjects, a lot of real people in his movies, and it's a lot of it's about a lot of themes that you don't get out a lot of a movie, like sex workers, sort of like impoverished areas and stuff. Like the Florida Project's about that type of like a community outside of like the happiest place on earth, which is really all that movie is about, the Florida Project, because it's like outside of Disney World. So stuff like that. Like I just really respect his work, and I thought Anora is like everything he's done before, but to the peak of what he's done before. I just think this is probably his best movie yet. I don't know if it's my favorite of his yet, because I think I still have to go through a couple, but I want him to win, but I think The Brutalist will win. So
yeah, I can see that.
Which basically comes up to Best Picture. Opinion kind of probably is going to stay the same. I feel like I don't know why
Dune Part 2's on Best Picture.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's take this back. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do Best Picture because I just remembered Dune 2's on here. So yeah, we have Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. And I will say it has happened before where a picture has won, I think, Best Picture, but haven't been nominated for really anything else.
I think Dune Part 2 is what I'd be gunning for, but that's because I'm a little sci-fi boy. That being said, I also think it's worth it. I think, especially where it picks up after Dune Part 1.
It feels
it's
a
not
little
even just because I haven't watched it.
I was having this conversation.
It does
with
feel
myself
weird though
because
to
like having this big expansive like sci-fi movie be part of the Oscars and it potentially winning, and really I think it should be up there to win for what it has done and like just the quality of it. It just feels, I think people have a problem thinking that like this like blockbuster like sci-fi movie could win like what I guess we're calling like an artsy award.
I mean, there's actually, I mean, like, yeah, maybe it's, I still think it possesses the qualities to,
I do too,
to be put up here with any of these other movies. Especially when it comes to like, yeah, maybe we're not using like a whole bunch of trick shots or something, but
yeah.
It's very well made where like from the effects to like to just the shot composition, like, I would actually say like I want Dune Part 2 to win. That thinking about it more, especially if fucking Timothée Chalamet is gonna win one Best Picture, something with Timothée Chalamet in it, and again we're putting a fucking complete unknown up here. Like, please let the good one win. I would also say I would probably want The Substance, because back to our point on our discussion, we were kind of in the ballpark of it carried itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very important for a movie that's going to be getting Best Picture. Did it carry itself, or was it like something where like a lead actor
carried
or
it,
a performance carried it, and that's why you remembered it? I think for me, The Substance will I will remember The Substance for The Substance. I won't remember The Substance for Demi Moore.
I will for Margaret Qualley though.
I think everyone will for Margaret Qualley, which is also going into the fucking going back. Like, how full circle is that? Like,
that's my real Best Supporting Actress. I wish she was nominated.
But yeah, so that's what I would say. Who do I think is gonna win it?
We're 30 years old and we're giggling about a woman's body on screen.
I think Amelia. Well, if the Amelia Perez love is not out there, then sure, it probably won't win. I'm still gonna like gun for Anora though too.
Okay.
Like I think this is easier for me to say that I just don't want Wicked to win, and I don't want A Complete Unknown to win.
So
and
you're
I don't want Amelia Perez to. I actually like them. I like musicals. I don't mind them. I just like.
All right, name
I'm
10
sure
musicals.
Wicked. I think. Well, I liked Wonka. Like when it just recently when it came out.
That was great.
That was fun. I usually go and will watch musicals. It's just like Wicked. I'm sure is fine. I just feel like there's something kind of like if you're gonna use that argument against Dune 2, like a artsy kind of film, and then you put up something like Wicked, like I would actually say I think Wicked would maybe be a lesser choice than Dune 2. If we use that logic of like, oh yeah, like this sci-fi kind of, I wouldn't call it pulp at all, but like just like an action sort of, hero's journey. It's not even really hero. I mean, it's hero's journey, but it's, that was why Dune is popular though.
Because the hero's not really a hero.
He's just he's the leader that they need, baby. He's part of the prophecy. He's not a good dude. Like he's just an effective dude. But yeah, so I think yeah, that's where I kind of I think I want Dune 2 to win. I think that they'll probably give it to like the Brutalist.
So out of these, which ones are you, I guess, more wanting to watch now that you see them up here?
Definitely Anora. Okay. Like I feel really bad for having slept on Sean Baker for 10 years. Because I remember you talking about the Florida Project back in 2017 and being like, bro, we need to go watch this. And I still have yet to do it.
I loved it then. And I
Conclave
loved it
for
again.
Sure.
That one, that one, it was a big surprise for me how much I liked it. It's just, it feels weird to watch like this like thrilling movie about like cardinals and shit. It just like it feels weird to watch these guys in these like fucking cardinal robes and shit.
Yeah,
smoking cigarettes on their fucking phones and shit, and these like beautiful like wide shots and shit. Because the movie looks really good, and the sound is, I'm gonna say, delicious. Like it's awesome, and I think you're gonna really like it.
I'm definitely gonna put that
story
up there,
is like
man.
Whatever. Like the performances are great.
I also have to say that I was about to say that I'm surprised that Nosferatu didn't get a couple more nods, but then I also went and said, no, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like it has costume design,
which it should,
but I think the only other, if I was to talk about performances, the only other one that I would have maybe given it would have been supporting actor for Count Orlok.
Okay.
I think that would have been, where's supporting actor? Yeah, I don't see.
Our boy
do
did
not
get
see him up there.
So, cinematography, by the way. So cinematography did get nominated for Nosferatu.
Ooh. Oh damn! They put Robert Eggers against Denny. What a fucking hard one. Damn, dude.
So
if I were to pick on that one's like picking a child.
Cinematography?
I think I would.
Nosferatu, and I honestly don't think it's close.
Yeah, I would probably think I'm going Nosferatu.
Emilia Perez sucks. The Brutalist, I think I obviously haven't seen it. It looks good. Like I've seen some of the shots from it.
Yeah, I heard there was some AI. Like I heard there was they used AI in some parts or some shit. But like, welcome to 2025, in my opinion. I'm not agreeing with it, but I'm just saying like that's the nature of it. Call of Duty's using fucking AI now. So
well, supposedly the singing from Sophia Gascon is AI, or like some of it's AI, I guess. The way they blended it or some shit, I think I was reading. Don't quote me on that.
Welcome. Here we go.
But yeah, let's go. So my choice for Best Picture, I'm glad that you brought up Dune 2 Part 2 because I actually forgot it was nominated. I actually would want that to win the most.
Yeah,
because I would say it was actually my favorite movie of last year.
It was such a fun watch, dude. I like the book a lot. The fucking movies were, I think in some part, I like these new movies more than I don't like them more than I like Dune. Because I think Robert Herbert's Dune, you just can't.
It's a good book.
You can't necessarily. Yeah, it's a great book. There are parts in it that I think just don't age well. It's just like when it comes to world building and stuff. But I think, damn, it's a good book. And I think this was I think with Part 1 and Part 2, the only problem is that it's not together. I want the super cut. Like I want the 6 hour just watching beginning like blended. And yeah, I would say that Yeah,
I wish it
100%.
definitely got. I feel like it definitely got disrespected at a lot of these like Oscar ballot nominees. Like I definitely think it. I think he should have definitely got Best Director. And I was thinking about this. Like I was comparing a little bit to when Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated, where I feel like maybe I'm more pressed on like the fact that in those those movies, I feel like the actor doesn't fully carry the movie. I feel like Greta Gerwig's directing carried the movie because I don't think any other director could have done what she did with that movie.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
she has the writing skills, the personality, and like the vision for a Barbie movie to work. I think that's more impressive than anything else.
Have worked.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
A Barbie movie should not have worked.
And similar to here, where Dune is all about like none of it's true like person to person dialogue. A lot of it's just like what a character's thinking, or it's like Irulan's like dialogue at the beginning of each chapter. Yeah. Like that's all that movie is. Same with like sort of like The Martian, right, where it's all like logs and shit. Mm-hmm. And it's surprised that turned out to be as good as it was as well. Yeah,
it was a good movie. I actually really like Andy Weir. I don't like all of his stuff, but as far as books go, like I did this for one of the Spicy Book Clubs when I did Play Nice. I found out Andy Weir was actually, he worked at Blizzard as a programmer. They fired him because he wasn't a good programmer, and his ass is now so much more successful than that entire company. And I'm just like, shout out Andy Weir for like finding his fucking groove and then just sinking threes like he's fucking Steph Curry.
I enjoyed Project Hail Mary a lot when I read it.
Don't spoil that one for me because I do have that one. Artemis? I have so many books unlocked.
Not so much. I think Artemis.
I didn't. Yeah. So Artemis, I bounced off Artemis. Artemis was like,
the main character just like had no redeeming qualities.
Not very likable. I liked what he was thinking of, like how he was dealing or doing, like how his vision of life on the moon would be like, you know, the currency is volume that can go between that. Thought was well thought out, but I didn't. Once it became like the murder mystery, or like not, it wasn't really a murder. It was like a murder mystery, but she I think was pegged for the murder or some shit like that. I don't know. It just I think he really cooked on The Martian, and I'm only hearing fucking amazing things about Project Hail Mary, which I do have it loaded and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I like him. He's like I've seen someone say like he's very like popcorn sci-fi, which I think is a pretty good. Like I think it's great. Like The Martian is popcorn sci-fi.
I'm trying to write short stories. So I do want to write a book one day, just like you want to direct a movie, and we'll probably come in between on that one together. But like, I'm just tired of not acting on my goals. Mm-hmm. So I started trying to write a short story, and I actually read a. You're trying to write short stories too?
Oh no, I mean like.
You're trying to which you need to do but. I read one of his short stories because like I've never written a short story before, and it was called The Egg. Very good. It's just like on his website or something. You like Google it. And
sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah,
Best Picture.
Best Picture I think should definitely be Dune Part 2. I think back to your point of Andy Weir, just like Denis Villeneuve in here, but like the director actually like their
vision is the reason the movie is as good as it is.
Yeah, right. Like they're coordinating everything, and then also being able to push it through to convey a lot of this dialogue or to convey the tone. Like they are, yeah.
Because I haven't seen A Complete Unknown, but I'm basing it off of other biopics where the important character is the main character, and that person is the one that has to carry the film. Rami Malek had to carry Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm pretty sure Timmy is probably carrying this movie. Yeah, because he had to spend multiple years learning how to do different instruments and learning how to like have a singing voice and perform and shit. Like that's a lot of work from the actor's point of view. So I don't know. It just feels a little weird that like Denis just not getting love. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, especially coming off of our Denny month.
But I'll say so. My choices. So I've seen a couple more of these than you have. Like I just watched Nickel Boys last night. Really enjoyed it. This one I want you to watch because it's done in first person, and it switched perspectives between the two characters.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I will say, like, I really enjoyed it, and I actually really enjoyed the story. It's loosely based off of a true story of a Florida, like, reform school for boys, where they did some, like, horrific shit, like, some of these kids would just come up missing because they killed them and like brutalized them and abused them and all this and tortured them and all this shit. And this was like a school that lasted like over 100 years. It just closed, like I think closed down like 10 years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago. I don't know how much of the like the bad shit was happening up until that point, but yeah, I think it was really well done. I honestly really loved the score in this one. It just felt really dreamy at points, and it kind of like pushed you through it. I will say my only big complaint that I think the perspective honestly makes the movie feel longer than it should have been. And part of me felt like the shtick of the first person view got a little too weird at points, especially whenever like another character would be talking directly to the camera. It just feels a little awkward and weird. But I feel like
because it almost feels like they're talking to you, but they're talking to the character.
So if you can buy into the format of the movie and the first person stuff, I think you'll love the movie. If you can't buy into it, you'll probably just dip out. Understandable, but I will say the story itself and the performances I think are fantastic.
I mean, like, how would you compare it to something like Hardcore Harry?
I haven't seen that one, so I don't know.
You haven't?
No.
How are you gonna let me waste that fucking meme like that? Fuck you, dude.
Hardcore Harry.
Do you even care about first person? There's no way you don't know about this. Shut up, dude.
Bro, what is this? No.
There's how you've seen this.
It has that one guy in it from District 9.
Has that one? Yeah.
Shalto Copley or whatever his name is. No, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it was just so I think it was the guy who directed it, I believe. The dude who there was that viral like music video that was like an action first person like music video. You've probably seen it. It came out probably like around 2010, 11, something like that. And it was just like, it was just like first person music video, like shooting people action. And then it got very, very popular and it went viral. And they were like, oh, why don't we make, it was Hardcore Henry, sorry. But like, let's make a movie about it. And it's very hard to watch because it's just like an hour and a half.
Actually, wait, no, I think I remember this now.
It's just an hour and a half of watching a fucking action movie in first person with a silent protagonist.
I can see it. Like, again, like when watching this movie, I was like, ugh. But then like they bring you back in because it does move. The movie does move. And I really do. Yeah. I think I think it's a great movie. Do I think it's my favorite? Probably not. Obviously I said Dune Part 2 is probably going to be my favorite movie of last year. So I think it should win, but I would say what I think will win will be, I'm going to say I think Anora will win and I'm going to be happy about it. But I think Dune Part 2 should win.
Yeah, I'm hoping Doom Part 2 as well, and like I said, I think it's going to be The Brutalist.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it's obviously going to be between Anora and The Brutalist.
I will also say, just in this respect, I have not gotten the time to watch them, but this is a solid list of movies that I know I've been wanting to watch. The only one on here that I don't want to watch is Emilia Perez. And that's because it feels like a DEI movie where they were like, hey, these things are popular. Like, this is like the zeitgeist, right? Like, let's make a fucking musical because Wicked's going to be coming around. Also, let's put some fucking trans rights shit in there because we'll win them over. We're not going to do any of it well, but we're just going to hit the wickets on this fucking card. And then we're going to give you like fucking $100 million to make it. Maybe I'm generalizing it, but like I also, once you said it was a musical, oh man, it's already not good, and it's because it's a musical. That's gonna be a very long, like 2 hours of my life, and there's too many other good movies on here that I actually would want to watch. But that's how I see it playing out. Is like.
Yeah,
this list is very solid, with the exception of Emilia Perez. And I know I'm being very harsh on A Complete Unknown. I also think, isn't A Complete Unknown an A24 film? Like,
I don't think so. I don't think it's been.
I'm not saying that should be the litmus for whether something's good or not. I'm not necessarily trying to get into that, but
Veritas,
I don't think it's
Range, The Picture Company, Turnpike, Whitewater, and Searchlight.
Okay, so I only know of Searchlight, but
I
would
like
say that
you have to like Bob Dylan, I think, just to like the movie. Like, I don't think
I really
care for
don't give
Bob
a shit
Dylan, so I
about
don't
Bob
give a
Dylan.
shit.
But as long as it's not something like Baz fucking whatever with that Elvis fucking, oh my god, what was it called? Was it just called fucking Elvis?
Oh yeah, it was just called Elvis. Yeah. I actually don't think
like
I don't think I really like James Mangold. I don't think. I think that's maybe my issue. I mean, he did Logan, which was great, but then I don't know. Maybe I did. I guess I haven't seen Girl Interrupted. What else has he done? Oh, he did the Dial of Destiny. Was complete shit.
Oh, he did Night and Day. I didn't know
He
that.
did The Wolverine from 2013, which I haven't seen.
Oh, he did 3:10 to Yuma.
He did Walk the Line. Okay, so maybe.
Okay, hey, okay. So we can back this a little bit.
I don't like 3:10 to Yuma, by the way. I didn't like it.
I've never watched 3:10
I liked
to
it.
Yuma.
I didn't think it was that good.
Like, Walk the Line though. Walk the Line's good. I kind of fuck with Walk the Line. I don't think it's like the best out there. I'm probably like, if I were to give this a number value, I'd probably give it like a 3.35, something like that. Like, we're around there. I think Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job, or did a pretty solid job as, and he did Ford v Ferrari. Okay, I fuck with Ford v Ferrari pretty hard too. You know what? A Complete Unknown might not actually be too bad. I say that. Have you watched Ford v Ferrari?
Yes.
I liked it quite a lot.
That's about the Le Mans race, right?
Yeah.
At the end? Okay, yeah. I watched that a couple of years
ago.
So
this already kind of feels like it's just like going to be like a slightly more grounded kind of like biopic. I can get with that.
I'm just so tired of biopics, man. I just don't want to watch them.
I am too. And that's why I'm saying, like, back to my original thing was like looking at the best picture billet. The only movie on here that I would not really care to watch is Emilia Perez. Just because it feels like Boardroom came up with the movie. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, we need to make something that will make, like, what wickets can we hit? Like, it feels very disingenuous. And it seems like every community that was involved or that it's portraying has agreed that it was pretty disingenuous. But every other movie on there is a movie that I want to watch, that I've only heard glowing reviews about, that people have said is like worth their time. So this, I feel like, is a pretty good year for movies. Yeah,
I will say the only thing on here I want to still watch is obviously The Brutalist, which is a big movie, but I feel like I'm really gonna have to warm myself up and probably take like 2 days to watch it, because 3.5 hours is just a lot for my old ass, especially if I watch it early, I can stay up and watch it. But it's 3.5 hours. I mean, I have to take a couple potty breaks because I'll probably be chugging water and eating popcorn or something. A Complete Unknown, I'm probably like, I'm gonna probably watch it way in the future when I'm fucking bored and just slap something in.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I do actually want to watch because it looks pretty interesting, but it's a foreign film, I believe. I think it's Brazilian. But it's supposed to be really interesting. So
and it has what was she in?
Fernanda Torres?
Yeah. She was in something very... she was in Cindy's, wasn't she?
Ensembles? Was she?
Wasn't she?
No, I don't think so.
She looks very strikingly close to the main character in Ensembles.
No, but her performance is supposedly really fucking good. So a lot of people are saying she kind of has a chance.
Oh no, maybe I was just mixing it up. But yeah,
what is this? So it says the abstract is in the early 1970s, the military dictatorship in Brazil reaches its height. The Pava family, Rubens, Enos, and their 5 children live in a beachside house in Rio, open to all their friends. One day, the Rubens is taken for questioning and does not return. Oh, I think like the husband gets like killed or something. So it's about that. Yeah.
That sounds deep.
Yeah, I've been pretty interested in watching this one. I just haven't sort of warmed myself up to watching it because it probably is going to be kind of a lot because it's a drama in a history movie. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm interested in that one. And then Wicked, I think I'm actually kind of interested in it, mainly because of everything I've read about like how shit it kind of looks as far as like the color palette.
I think when it comes to
and some of the cinematography is kind of garbage, but other than that, I do kind of want to hear some of the songs. I do like Ariana Grande. I think she has a pretty good voice. The Cynthia Erivo looks pretty good too. Like, I've been enjoying some of their sort of trying to sell the film and shit, some of their press junkets and shit. So
yeah,
I'm down. What about you?
I think that as far as Wicked goes, I think that it's kind of like, again, back to like just a musical. Musicals are fun. Like, it seems like a fun movie. So like, I have nothing against that. So I mean, like I said, it just looks like I know Jess wanted to watch it, and I was really trying to get. That was one where I was trying to go see it in theater with her and like get like a babysitter, but like work got too busy and we couldn't arrange it. And I had to like go to, I think I went to San Diego for a few weeks during that time. So we missed it. But yeah, like I think all of those movies look, with the exception of Amelia Perez, look like something I would have a genuine interest in watching.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for our Oscar ballot. So it is tonight. We're recording this on March 2nd. So it's going to start tonight, hosted by the GOAT, Conan O'Brien. The GOAT of talk show. Well, maybe one of them.
You think we'll be able to have this one up by Wednesday?
Yeah, I plan on it.
You think we will?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm going to have it on Wednesday. So this will be out when you're watching this. It should be just a couple days after, which is the 5th. So I plan on editing this tomorrow and hopefully getting up ASAP. I'm gonna probably watch some of the Oscars tonight. I don't know about you, but do you have a plan to watch them tonight at all?
I mean, where can you watch them at?
I'm sure there's.
If it's on cable, I guess it's no, unless I'm gonna fucking pirate it somewhere.
Well, I think like the SAG Awards was on Netflix, so let me see.
Oh, was it?
I don't know about this one streaming. Yeah, I guess if it's not streaming anywhere, I don't know if I can watch it. Let's all find this out live. YouTube TV. Yeah, so, okay. So if you have ABC.
Oh fuck, dude! I don't want to get YouTube TV.
I have it or had it. No, I had it for the football.
Pay for that?
I had it for the football.
It's like $90 a month, bro.
Yeah, but it made it watching football so great and so easy.
God damn, dude.
But I don't pay for it after that. Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
Okay.
So
here's how to watch.
How will I watch it? Do I sail the seas? Because I don't have Hulu.
ABC.com and the ABC app, which
I might be sailing tonight.
Hulu Live TV, AT&T TV, Fubo TV. I at one point in time I remember wanting streaming services and I was like, this will work, and now it's just it's out, it's worn its welcome.
It's so funny because I mean, I'm sure many people called it, but I remember having many conversations with many people about streaming services, I don't know, a decade ago, and saying, oh, this is all going to come back to bite us and it's just going to be cable again.
I mean, I still like that I have more choice in like the channels I can watch. So like the thing is now is like, because I did re-up Peacock for Jess because she wanted to watch The Office. But like I just bought a Blu-ray player, dude. I'm just gonna buy her the fucking box set. Like if you want to watch it, she can just watch it on a fucking Blu-ray player, or you can, right? Like I'm tired of just not owning shit either. I don't want to get into that here, but like that's why like I'm buying physicals of books now, because you can't download your fucking Kindle books to your, like you used to be able to download your Kindle books and save them to a hard drive so you could put them on your Kindle.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Lame.
They took that feature away. So we're just not going to own anything. So, and I'm not going to watch the Oscars tonight because it looks like I have to fucking subscribe to something. So I'm not.
All right. Well, next episode, we'll just go through like some of our, if we were even close.
We'll talk about
we'll
talk about some movies, and we'll talk about the Oscar.
How about this?
Like the
I need you to
results
make me a promise.
All right.
If Amelia Perez wins just one singular important award, you have to watch it, and then we'll review it next time. I'll rewatch it with you, just so I can have it fresh in my mind. So our next recording,
I'll take it. That's the next one's going to be if Amelia Perez wins a single
major award. So I'm thinking like Best Picture, Best Director. It got nominated 13 times, by the way, which is tied for like the best, I think, of all time.
How many awards do they even have? Let me count that up again.
I think there's more than this, but yeah, they pretty much got they got nominated twice for original song, by the way.
If Amelia Perez wins any of the major ones, I will watch it and we'll do a review.
So that's, I mean, honestly, it's gonna happen anyways because Zoe Saldana is gonna win, and that's a major reward. So I already tricked you on that one.
Do you think she's going to?
100. I bet my life. Her and Kieran Culkin are the biggest. Like it's wrapped up. I don't see anybody else winning this.
So okay, all right, we're gonna take a bet. All right, how about this? So you're saying, so we parlaying right now?
Yeah, let's do a parlay.
So you're saying, so the parlay is that if Zoe Saldana wins supporting actress,
yes,
then how do we up the ante?
So she wins best supporting actress. I don't know. What do you want? I mean, do you need something out of me?
Well, so part of me is like okay, so if she wins, but if she does, it's more like if she doesn't win supporting actress. So like if Amelia Perez, right, like right now, if Amelia Perez wins any of the major awards, we'll watch it. Cool. If the major award that it wins is not Zoe Saldana supporting actress, because that's what you think is going to be like, how, because you just said that's how you're going to bag it. How could we make this interesting? I almost want to like, is there like a really bad movie that you could watch? Or maybe you could just do a spicy like hot wing challenge. Like you could just go and eat like a really spicy something and record it and then put it up on the channel.
Sure. You want me to go do like the Blazing challenge?
Not the Blazing challenge. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna like, you need to go like, I don't know.
We'll go back. I'll go back. I'll play some Gears of War and eat a habanero pepper.
No, I think what we could do is instead we'll make it movie related. So you have to watch. Let me bring Letterboxd back.
I'll watch Twilight. I haven't seen those.
Twilight's not bad.
You know, I keep on hearing this opinion lately, and I don't think I'm
Twilight's
not totally
a vibe,
against
dude.
it, because I actually seen
Twilight's
some of the
vibe.
cinematography on the first one. I'm like, it's actually not that bad.
Oh, it's not good. Don't act like it's good. It's not like a great movie.
By the way,
so
I've been watching, and by me I mean Tony's been watching like Smosh and shit lately.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Some of it's okay. Like they do like some of those movie like trivia games and shit, like the browser games. Some of them are pretty interesting where like you have to connect movies.
Are you about to fucking bring up Dress to Impress, dude?
Or what was the one? It was God, what was it? I don't know. It was some of those like movie matching games and shit like that. I think we should do that one time, just for some content on the channel.
Okay, I'm down to do that because they are mostly playing Roblox. But here's what I just went and I looked up the lowest ranked films, which is kind of crazy that Dragon Ball Evolution it looks like the lowest rated film. What I want you to do, if they do not win, if Zoe Saldana does not win, so you're ready. If Zoe Saldana does not win supporting actress, then you have to do a video essay on your own channel about Dragon Ball Evolution or The Last Airbender.
Okay. Deal.
And you have to defend it.
Okay, sure.
Like you have to defend Dragon Ball Evolution.
Let's do it.
And easy. Why it's actually accentuates and is a great addition to Dragon Ball. To cinema period, and to the Dragon Ball universe.
Yeah, I'll do that. Sure, deal. Easy.
All right.
Because I know she's gonna fucking win. I'll even up the ante, and if Kieran Culkin also doesn't win,
then you have to do it for the last. Then you have to do it for the last Airbender.
I'll do that too.
Well.
Yeah.
So these will be deep dives onto your. So the first parlay will be if she doesn't win, then you have to do Dragon Ball Evolution. But if she wins and Kieran Culkin doesn't win, then you have to do it on The Last Airbender, defending it.
So then I think we should up yours a little bit more. So I think then the next episode we'll do a 3-part Complete Unknown, Amelia Perez, and Wicked. We'll do the 3 musicals. Biopic.
So we'll just have a parlay in line with it. So like if Amelia Perez wins anything, I'll do Amelia Perez. If Zoe Saldana wins for Best Supporting Actress, then I'll do A Complete Unknown.
Okay.
And then after that, if Kieran Culkin wins, I'll do, if they both win, then we'll also tack on Wicked.
All right, let's do it. Deal. I'm down.
All right.
All right, that's it. That's episode 11.
Now I actually want to fucking watch. Now I actually want to watch it. All right, yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday, y'all. I'm hoping.
Oh, by the
I
way,
actually have vested
guys,
interest
subscribe,
in the Oscars now.
Like the video.
Yeah, subscribe. I'm doing stuff on my channel.
Guys.
Jared's about to do stuff on his channel.
Yep.
As well, because he's about to lose this shit and make a.
We'll start putting links down low.
Yeah, we will do that.
All right.
Anyway, bye.
Bye, guys.